What's up, guys? Today we're taking a look at this knife. This is the Spyderco Manix 2. There you go. This version that I have here is the Rex 45 version, CPM Rex 45 steel. It was a sprint run that they did with that steel, and it came with originally with these nice FRN handles, these white FRN handles, and a wire clip. But I decided to switch them out for these OG Goat scales. They're aluminum OG Goat scales. You can see they're milled out on the inside, and I think they look great. I think they look awesome with this black hardware and the black blade. And it feels real good. I even got an extra pocket clip. This is a Lynch deep carry clip, I believe, or Lynch style deep carry clip. I'm not sure if Lynch actually makes it. I think it's an off-brand, but it fits on there. Really deep carry. I mean, that is like, holy moly, that's like center of the earth deep carry. Crazy. Anyway, overall, this is a pretty good knife. It flicks great. The what acts as the detent, which would be the spring strength in this case, because it's a ball bearing, caged ball bearing lock, feels really good, very snappy. It almost feels like a standard detent, even though it's not. I mean, it makes a really cool sound. Your reverse flick feels awesome. As you know, Spidey flick feels great. Thumb flick, roll out, anything, it feels awesome. Engaging this knife is really easy to do. Overall, the shape of this Manix 2, it's ugly, obviously, because it's a Spyderco, I think. But out of all the Spydercos, this one actually doesn't bother me that much. It is ugly, but it's not that bad, especially compared to the PM2. I think the PM2 is a little bit uglier than this knife, but this one is a little bit more orthodox in shape and everything. And it's still got that Spyderco leaf blade, you know, with the hole and everything. But overall, I think it looks a little bit better than the PM2 and Para 3. It's got one thing about Spyderco's jimping. Spydercos have really good jimping. The jimping here on the top, going up to the top of the peak of the blade there, feels really good. Locks in your thumb. Even down here in the finger choil, that jimping there feels really good. Locks in your finger if you want to hold like this. They have really good jimping, and it works really well. It's slightly sharp, but it feels really good. The ball bearing lock is really easy to disengage. I'd say the tension on that spring is a little bit on the stronger side, especially compared to Benchmade knives and then their axis locks. It's definitely a little bit on the stronger side compared to that. But it makes it feel snappier, and it makes it feel good too, and it's not hard to disengage. I do like how they made this like a ramp, so you pull back kind of, you know, towards the thicker part of that switch, and it feels because they made it like a ramp like that, it makes it easier to pull these tabs back to disengage the knife, which is really cool. This is a nice gun stock pattern. I think it's pretty nice little diamond texture in there. They're not super rounded, but feels pretty good in the hand. Not many complaints. Overall, pretty awesome. There you can see Golden, Colorado, USA Earth. This blade shape is awesome for slicing. This thing slices like nobody's business. It's awesome. Really slices amazingly, especially with this Rex 45 VN steel, or VN Rex 45 steel. Sorry, I'm mixing up blade steels here. The Rex 45 steel here on this, it slices amazing, and it takes a really like bitey edge. At least what this one feels like. It's a really, it like wants to grab whatever you're cutting. It's a very bitey edge, so very slicey, very thin, you know, full flat grind. Comes down to a nice thin edge, and it slices really well. Overall, this is a pretty great knife. Obviously, this one has been customized, but looks like it's perfectly centered there. Yep. And lock up on this is completely solid, no wiggle at all, which is pretty impressive because usually you have a little bit of wiggle with, like, you know, axis locks or bar locks or whatever, but this one completely solid, good action. It pretty much drops when you pull those back. Yep, drop shut. And reverse flick, awesome. Also, you can manipulate it with the left hand as well. Feels really good. Yeah, no problem there as well. I will do some size comparisons. I'm not a huge fan of Spyderco knives, just because I don't like the look of them, but they do work really well in use. They really do. They slice great, and they are pretty ergonomic too sometimes. So here you go, size comparison. This is the PM2 and the Para 3. So you can see it's kind of right in between the sizes of those two knives. You get maybe slightly less blade length than the PM2 and more than the Para 3, so it's kind of like right in the middle. Definitely if you want a knife, you know, that's in a medium, you know, size between these two, this is a good option. These use the compression lock, of course, instead of the ball bearing lock. This is a pretty unique locking system. I don't think any other knives use the ball bearing system for a lock. I think it's, I don't know if the patent's still on, or you know, if they still own the patent to it or whatever, but here's a comparison on the Benchmade Bug Out and the QSP Penguin. So it's definitely bigger than those. And last but not least, we'll compare it to some larger ones, including this Microtech MSI and the ZT-0308. So this MSI also has aluminum OG goat scales on here as well. So you see it's not quite as big as those. So I'd call this like a medium-sized knife, maybe a little bit on the smaller side, at least for what I'm used to. But I'd call it a medium-sized knife. And I feel like a lot of people, whether you like big knives or small knives, I think this one is an easy one to enjoy. The grip is pretty neutral, pretty easy. Even on this one, it still has a pretty neutral grip. It feels pretty good in the hand. Not too many complaints about this one. I will say this pocket clip on here, which this is, you know, aftermarket, but it doesn't feel great in the hand because it kind of like jams the back of your hand here, just because it sticks up so much off the scale. And that's one thing I don't really understand about deep carry clips as much, is they always stick up like really far off the scale. And I feel like that's kind of gets in the way at that point, you know. It just feels like it gets in the way of your hand, of your grip. It doesn't feel as great, but maybe that's just me. But it does work pretty well in and out of the pocket. So it's a trade-off, obviously. So yeah, the wire clip that was on here was like super easy to use. It came in and out of the pocket really quickly, really easily. Honestly, if you just keep the white FRN ones on here, it was a great knife. I carried it like that on its own, and it was awesome. So don't you know, make yourself believe that you need to get aftermarket scales for these, because the stock ones it comes with are great. This only just, you know, makes it feel a little bit different. And if you like that metallic feel or the metallic look and, you know, the feel of aluminum, and this nice texture pattern, then obviously you can get these, and they do feel awesome. But don't think that you have to just because, you know, it's not as fancy or whatever, because it works awesome. And you can also, one cool thing you can do is you can dye these different colors. You use like red dye and you can dye these whatever colors you want, which is kind of fun too. We'll take the weight. This is obviously with aluminum scales, 4.1 ounces. That is pretty good. Feels great. No, it's not super heavy, so you won't notice it too much in the pocket. Kind of an average weight for a pocket knife, I would say, is around 4.5 ounces maybe. It's even on the lighter side for things that I carry. So overall pretty awesome. That's it for this one. I would definitely recommend this knife. Overall, it's like a really like a good general Spyderco for anybody to use. I would even, you know, recommend this to people over the PM2, I think, just because it feels like it's really versatile. It's ambidextrous. You can use, you know, left hand, right hand, whatever. This one, the original scales come with the pocket clip able to be mounted on either side, and it's an ambidextrous lock. So really, this is just, you know, a knife that could be used by anybody, and it's a great tool. Awesome to carry. And this Rex 45, holy moly, this stuff will hold an edge forever. I haven't really needed to sharpen this at all since I got it, and I've used it quite a bit. So really awesome. Definitely happy with this knife. And that's about it. Let me know what your favorite Spyderco knife is, and what your favorite steel that they use on Spyderco knives are. And that's it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye.